No, I haven't gotten a dog, but this is Masha. I'll tell you about her later. I may be evolving into a dog person. This is Count Base D, 2025 Vlog 6. I had my annual checkup. The doctor asked me if I was down for some kind of screening, and I obliged. It's been almost 5 years since I was drinking, and I ain't even tripping. I was complimented on how well I take care of myself, but my blood pressure stayed almost too low. There's nothing about that. For now, let's hit the spots. This is Milton, Pennsylvania. I don't usually come up with a lot of source material out of here, but I come back because the town is peculiar and it has its own sense of wonder. Usually I come up with a lyric or two based off of something that I observe in the environment. You see, for me, a keen observation is a big pillar in my style. This is an item we used to carry back in the day. I know some diehards that still shop with one of these. It was $26 and people are more sensitive about records and the condition, so I don't want to get yelled at for testing the records with that kind of needle. I almost had to have these socks. They were women's and I wear Nike 12 men's. But I am a fan, and I have an alarm set for Jeopardy. Now we had American Rescue Workers in Milton, Pennsylvania. Watch this. There's a television commercial that always takes me to this place every time I see it. Look at the windows, look at the staircase. Okay, this is the commercial. If you look and see, the counter will be right there behind, right? This is just something, look at that. I know I have a wide angle lens, but every time I see that commercial, it just bugs me out. I think, man, did they shoot this in Milton? I mean, I know the color scheme is different, but you just have to just be in the comments and let me know if I'm tripping or if it really looks that way. So now I'm heading from Milton to Lewisburg. Yes, that Lewisburg. And in the midst of the heat wave, I got on my Tevas. That's a fly record over there by Bob McGrath. He performed many songs for the youth, Sesame Street, and his birth anniversary is June 13th. This is sometime mid-June, so I may have purchased it just because of that alone. Other than that, I didn't see any records there worth having. Stopped off at the Lewisburg Farmers Market. Now, the Lewisburg Farmers Market, I used to always think this place was just a pavilion, but it's far more than just a pavilion. There's a whole building with so much square footage of indoor vendors. And so if you've gotten this far, I appreciate it. Subscribe if you wish and like the video if you want more in the future. This vlog happens about 12 times per year, and I take you around with me as I fuel my creative process as a hip-hop recording artist. Pleasant Gap, Pennsylvania. It's a flea market, and it's at the fire hall in Pleasant Gap. You see the landscape. You see the mountains in the distance. You see the greenery. It's just gorgeous in Pennsylvania. The air is very crisp, very clean. The humidity is relatively low. And so I'm with that. These are some of the little pies that you know that every time I see these pie plates, I think, man, I'd like to have them, but I just leave them. Just like that Grange Fair. Grange Fair happens around my birthday every year. You know, I see Count, get a couple of those, show you those things. I know a couple people who live on this street right here. And in this mastermind, I probably should have gotten this, all things considered. There's a composition I had recently, so I wish I would have got that, to be honest. My homeboy, my play cousin, Matt Mahaffey, that's his first single right there. I found that on CD, had to have that. And now I'm going through the tubs of vinyl. My vinyl collection has been a 35-year journey, and I don't buy as much vinyl as I used to. Most of the time, I want a very good plus copy or better, and most of the time, I'm only looking for drums, and I have most of the stuff I already want. This place will have like 50 forgettable records, but you'll see one time you'll have an exception like that one right there. I think I have doubles now. I evaluated Walmart's clearance section. They've legitimized the format for the foreseeable future with how they went hard with vinyl these last few years. And I looked through it for something interesting. And it's wild to see some of these titles in physical form And now it's time for the 2025 Milheim, Pennsylvania Fire Company Parade. This is one of the most, if not the biggest yearly event in my town. Last year, I got a lot of my fire engine samples at this event, and I use it in some of my compositions to represent, the area. But this year, I wanted a time lapse of the event, but the event gets kind of crowded, and eventually my view was all but fully blocked. The kids kind of crowd the front because they throw candy out of the cars and the people who drive by in the parade. It's all good because next year I'll get a better angle. I see how it is now and then next year. But I'm proud of the way that the clouds move at the top. I like time lapse. I try to put these little things together. See, the secret to this longevity, that's the national anthem going on right there. The secret to my longevity is, as a hip-hop recording artist, is that I only try to seek the support that's organic. And it's based either on the music that I'm making or, in this case right here, like the videos that I'm creating. I can't depend on, or I don't have the marketing dollars to sustain the audience that need more than that in order to stay interested. I have to just seek out people who genuinely actually like what I do and don't need to be marketed to, because I can't sustain marketing dollars. I don't want to do ads on the channel. I don't want to do no subscription type stuff. I don't want to do anything except you either watch the video, you either stream the music, or you get some merch. And when I leave the house again, you can come to a concert. But outside of that, I have no desire for any other kind of streams of income off of my creativity. That's my business model, and I don't want to abandon it. It works best for how I do my thing. Leaving the parade, and I'm going to go dip my eyes in the carnival sights. This is the rural life. Good people who have allowed a guy like me to mind his business and stay out the way, and I thank him for it over and over. Oh yeah, stamps are going back up. So I'm evaluating the record here before I salvage it, and you got to pardon my mess. A lot of what you see that's like crowded around and stuff is on its way out of there. But I have a lot of stuff that I brought in from the storage unit to evaluate and see, as I'm always trying to pare down, but easier said than done. These records, they just seem to keep growing. War and Peace is a book I'm determined to read eventually. I'm going to do it digitally because I make more progress reading those sturdy books because of the tools in the app. I also caught a bald eagle flying over my head randomly, and it's the summertime right now, and at this time is when I usually go on the hunt to try to find a seeded watermelon, and that's very difficult. It's getting more and more difficult every year. Good shout out to Wegmans for holding me down. Now, after I went to the Feathered Hook, which is a fishing shop in Coburn, I was going to go, and remember that dog I was telling you about at the beginning? It's a dog named Masha. It's some friends of mine, and when summertime comes, sometimes I hold him down and watch the dog. I've never been a dog, cat, or animal person in general. I'm on the move a lot, and I never embrace the fullness of the joy that the right dog would bring. I'm not lonely, and I'm on my own mission with all of this, music stuff. So that time and energy that you require to have a dog in modern times, it's not the way that dogs were cared for when I was young. Plus, I get to kick it with my family's dogs, and I get to kick it with Masha. Now, if I'm guaranteed to have a dog half as dope as Masha, I'd have 3 of them, but I'm not a gambling man. The dog lives up to all the hype. I had a feeling Wegmans was going to stop carrying the toasted coconut seltzer I like. This ginger is a suitable backup. I saw Cooper Flagg get drafted first. I haven't fallen back in love with the NBA, and I hope I don't because I already follow baseball too closely, and the NBA season is like half as long. It's been 7 weeks. My hair is through. I visited a salon, and I got right. Now it's back to Masha and being out here. You wonder how I could mind my business with this level of intensity. You wonder how I could be in the mix, but so far away from the fray. And it's times like these. I'm in the green area. I got to check for ticks. That's how little smoke I want. I'm just listening to the rough mixes of the new music and the podcast. And now you see why I have on Tevas. It's not for the style. I just like to walk in the creek sometimes. I see osprey out here. I see eagles. And this is just my definition of a flex. Running towards the art, the craft, the skill set has given me more peace than running towards hit records. And I feel like if I felt like I was going to gain more peace by running after hit records and more money and more fame, then I put all my energy into that instead. But my call to action this week is that for the holidays and weekend and all of that, that you do the best that you possibly can for yourself and put yourself in the position to do the best that you possibly can for somebody else. And that's it. I appreciate you watching this video. You know what it is. Walter Dwight is for sale on vinyl. Walter Dwight is for sale on CD. Player Programmer is for sale on CD. And I have some t-shirts available. Outside of that, please continue to stream the music. If you like it, this is a refresher that I still do make music, that more music is coming. And thank you. Thank you for watching the video. That's what helps. Streaming the music helps. Subscribing to the newsletter helps. Never underestimate the benefits of staying true to the game.